Welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Tim Weigel. I'm the Grape and Hops IPM Specialist for the New York State IPM Program and Team Leader for the Lake Erie Regional Grape Program. And welcome to this month's edition of the Spotted Lanternfly Alert. I was just down first week in March, went down to Harrisburg for a regional Spotted Lanternfly summit with all the different extension, research, regulatory people, operations from Pennsylvania and surrounding states as they're trying to get a handle on the spread of spotted lanternfly and just try and share information on how and what needs to be done to keep this critter in check. It was interesting. IPM program and New York State IPM program has been keeping a map of the spotted lanternfly distribution, and the blue is quarantine areas. New York State has an external quarantine in place restricting the movement of goods coming out of the quarantine zones. You have to have permits in place, things like that, to try and keep spotted lanternfly out. You can see that little red lines around there shows that it's an internal state quarantine, and we just learned that Delaware, in one of the counties that had an infestation, they have quarantined by zip code. So the entire county isn't quarantined, it's actually by zip code. So this is changing all the time. We just found out in February that there had been a spotted lanternfly adult found in a poinsettia plant that was in a Boston, Massachusetts household. So this map is updated as often as people find them. So why are we talking about spotted lanternfly? It's the middle of the winter. It's March 13th, I think, today. It's because they are great hitchhikers, and one of the stages that they hitchhike in is the egg stage, or the egg mass stage. So spotted lanternfly, the females typically will lay an egg mass, about 30 to 45 eggs, 60 eggs, around in there. Per egg mass, they can lay up to 2 egg masses per female, and they then cover them with a putty-like substance. And when they first lay those eggs and they cover it with the substance, it's a nice white. It's pretty easy to see against a tree trunk or something like that. But then as it ages, it starts to turn kind of a pinkish brown, and then eventually it turns brown and it starts to crack, and it'll actually look like a splotch of mud if you're not looking really carefully. So here's an example. These eggs have been killed, so I didn't bring them up and have something that can actually pop out and have spotted lanternfly up here. But if you look at that, it is very difficult to tell against the bark of a tree. So if you look here, we have another one. Can you spot the egg mass on that? And I would think not, because they're very tricky, and they oftentimes will lay them underneath something. So this bark was loose, they went on the underside of the bark, and they laid their egg mass there. So if you think about it, if you're importing something up here, and you bring one egg mass with you, that's 45 to 60 eggs that you could have, or 30 to 60 eggs that could be there. You could start a population with just this amount of bark. So what the New York State IPM program has done is we've come up with a checklist. If you go to the New York State IPM program website, the invasive species page, spotted lanternfly, there is a checklist that if you're going down to any of the quarantine areas, and you can use this checklist to say, I'm not bringing back firewood, I've checked the outdoor furniture, kids' toys that are laying around, things like that, but it gives you a really good idea of all the different things that you should be checking where an egg mass might be on that you'll be bringing back. So at this meeting in Harrisburg, Penn State Extension did a really nice job at giving us an egg kit, or something to take care of the eggs. And you can make this up pretty easily by yourself. Hand sanitizer typically has alcohol in it, so if you put the eggs, or actually any life stage of spotted lanternfly, in hand sanitizer, which everybody carries around these days, little lunch bag, put the hand sanitizer in there, drop the sample or the egg in there, it'll die. One way they found the easiest way to get eggs off is to use a scraper card. So if you don't have this scraper card, you can, and this is for Pennsylvania spotted lanternfly, and this scraper card is for New York spotted lanternfly. So if you need one, come and see me. I got plenty of them. I can give them, but you just take it, you scrape it into this bag of sanitizer and close it up, and you'll want to report finding it. So in New York State, you're going to send an email, take a picture of it, provide the location, whether it's your street address, intersecting streets. If you have your cell phone and you can get GPS coordinates, that would be outstanding. Put all that information together and send that photo and info to Spotted Lanternfly at dec.newyork.gov. And somebody will get in contact with you right away. Keep the specimen, you can keep it in that bag, or you can throw it in the freezer. Make sure that it's not going to hatch, and somebody will contact you and determine whether or not it is in fact spotted lanternfly, and then they will react accordingly. So if you have any questions about spotted lanternfly, you have any comments, you have suggestions for future podcasts, please leave them in the comment sections below.